So, we've got the latest United news to discuss. Is there much news? There is some news. There is some news, actually, in regards to Bryan Mbeumo, that we're still working on this deal, and that we're getting closer to signing Bryan Mbeumo. That's the news. I mean, obviously, it is the 1st of July now, folks, so the PSR year has refreshed, which means that there should now be more of an emphasis on signing players for all teams, really. They can put it into the next financial year in terms of PSR. So, selling players for Man United should now be on the agenda. Buying players and finalising this deal for Mbeumo should most definitely be on the agenda. We know that Brentford are in no rush, it seems, to get this deal done, as we've had these negotiations with them for weeks, and they've pretty much been stead firm on their sort of transfer fee that they would like. They obviously have a valuation of around about 70 million on Bryan Mbeumo, but it's not expected we're going to have to pay 70 million for him. It's going to be probably somewhere in between the last bid that we put in, which was a total figure of 62.5 million, and the 70, but also probably more structurally in the favour of Brentford. So at the moment, reports are that this deal's advancing. Obviously, it's been advancing for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. It's got to be the slowest advancement ever. But this is from Fab. He said that United are still advancing on Mbeumo. Conversations continue. And I know, United fans, your patience is being pushed over the line. But Manchester United are working on that. So today, we're working on this deal, trying to get this deal agreed here with Brentford for Mbeumo, hopefully in the region of 65 million, no more than that. 70 million's a joke. 70 million would be far too much. So this deal is advancing. It's just advancing at a snail's pace. But now it is the 1st of July, as I say. There's an expectation that United will be able to reach an agreement with Brentford very soon for this player and get him in. Possibly in the next few days, so we have to remain optimistic, and we have to try and, realise that it is being worked on. United haven't pulled the plug. United haven't walked away. Brentford haven't said no deal, we're keeping him. No, they've said they'd be happy to keep him, and that Mbeumo would be happy to stay for another season. But that's just absolute poppycock, isn't it? Because there's no way he'd rather stay there on a lot less money than go and join United. So obviously the players agreed to join. Man United wants to go. Brentford just want a bit more money, and then he will be our player. So I'm not worried about this one at all. This is getting done, and it's probably getting done in a couple of days. Obviously, you can never say for sure. We never say 100%, but it does look like Mbeumo is going to be a United player in a few days because we're working on it. So Sky saying that also just an hour ago, saying Mark McAdam says that United remain hopeful about signing Brentford's Mbeumo, and that it feels like this one is edging closer here for Bryan Mbeumo, my friends. Also, Marco Alcaraz reporting today also that United are really pushing for Bryan Mbeumo. Further talks have been scheduled for today, so there is a feeling that this deal is going to be getting worked on very, very seriously in these coming hours here, and hopefully, maybe, I don't know, tonight, tomorrow, who knows, we can reach an agreement with Brentford, and then it's just going to be a formality, really. Obviously, you'd have to have his medical, and then contracts exchanged, signed, all that sort of stuff. But ultimately, this guy could well be a Manchester United player by, the 4th of July, the 5th of July. Hopefully latest the 7th of July, which is when obviously pre-season stuff gets going again for Manchester United, and the players are coming back and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, as long as this bit of business is done by the 7th of July, it's okay. But ideally we want to get it right now, so then we can start to work on players outgoing as well, because there is that emphasis right now, if United are going to sign players beyond Mbeumo and Cunha, that we're going to have to sell a few of these melters, that we're going to have to get rid of likes of Rashford and Sancho and all these melts. Yeah, so let's just dip into the live chat for a minute, see what you legends are saying very quickly about this Mbeumo business. But at the moment, guys, Mbeumo is certainly edging closer to joining Manchester United, it seems, and obviously Man United just have to be patient, and I don't want Manchester United to overpay for this guy and pay £70 million for someone, who, let's face it, I mean, in keeping with other signings, and you're seeing, and even signings we've made, 70 million would be too much. So hopefully it's closer to 65 million, and it can be announced reasonably soon, in the next few days, I would hope, and then we can start to rebuild in other areas. Yeah, well, there you go. Let's see some Mbeumo news, Red Devils. Let's hope for some actual news coming through. You know, so as I said, it's at the point in this deal where it could be just a very short distance away from being done. Like, if they've worked out the structure of the deal, perhaps it was just a structural thing for Brentford. Maybe they did not have much of an issue with the 62.5 million overall valuation, but they're just looking for an extra amount up front because they need to rebuild. Obviously, Thomas Frank going. They're going to be losing a couple of their key players at the very least. They've already lost Norgard and Mbeumo potentially here. So beyond that, they are thinking about getting the money in to be able to have a bit of a rebuild under their new manager. So I get it from their point of view. But surely soon an agreement needs to be reached, otherwise they end up risking killing off the deal. How you doing, Gagendran? How you doing there, Mikhail Kramer? Afternoon, Johnny. Sorry if I missed any of you legends in there. As always, we'll be having a big Q&A at the end of the stream. But yes, do get your thoughts in and out throughout the show as we'll dip in and out. I'm just going to see what the live chat's saying about this, this slowness with this Mbeumo deal. Steve Barrero, lad, he says, hey, Pig, this move is slower than molasses in January. But knowing United, they'll give them what they want. Probably, yeah. I mean, it would be, at the same time, I mean, I wouldn't really care that much if they paid 70 million for him. I would rather they didn't. I think there's better options out there for 70 million. But it's only 5 million difference, really, from what I do think is the top whack you should be paying for Mbeumo. I mean, in reality, Mbeumo's a £55 million player or £50 million player right now. It's just that United are a little bit desperate. There is that feeling of Premier League premium as well. And Brentford have no designs to sell. If they don't want to sell their player for anything less than the value that they see fit, they don't have to. So there you go, really. They've set their value on him, but it is overpriced. You know, 65 million's a bit overpriced, and 70 million would be very overpriced. But at the same time, as long as we just got the player in so we could move on, I wouldn't really care that much. But I also do think that for 70 million, we should walk away because they've taken the right royal piss out of us, guys. So that's what I think. I think they've got to just be firm at 65 million max. Oh, Nas, let's all laugh at City. Sorry, guys. Do you know what? I was going to go for a full-on laugh there, and then I realised I'm trying to be quiet today because Mrs. P's on a night shift later on tonight and she's asleep. So I've just had a bit of a mare there. But yeah, I did intend to laugh fully, wholeheartedly there at City, but I had to curb it there, my friend. You know. But let's all laugh at City getting done up at the Club World Cup by Al Hilal. Oh, lovely stuff. And actually, the performance from Al Hilal was sensational as well. I actually watched it last night. I was just in bed. I couldn't sleep. I had a foaming stomach, whatever that means. I don't know. It felt like my stomach was just like fizzing and foaming. I had a really bad stomach all night. And I was just watching the game, and they got absolutely battered, mate. Oh, my God, Marcus Leonardo doing bits. Koulibaly, what a beast of the back. Oh, it was majestic. I did enjoy that. A lot, watching those City melters get battered up there, lad. That was beautiful. Yeah, no one slower than us in transfers. I think you might be right there, Mike Hill. You're absolutely spot on there, my friend. If the third bid doesn't get accepted, Ineos will look so dumb. That's very true. Well, it's almost at the point, you know how, like, obviously, before you submit official bids, you try and gauge the levels and the interest and all that sort of thing. So you try and have those initial talks, and you try and say, look, essentially, if we can reach an agreement for somewhere around 65 million, if we table an offer, is that, yeah, are you interested in that? Because the last thing you want to do, like you say, is to submit another official bid, and then it gets rejected as well, and this saga continues, and then United really do look like a bunch of smegheads. Glazers out, Ineos out. Good shout there, Nastad. This Mbeumo saga's like watching Lost. Oh, you're so right, mate. Absolutely. I'm expecting like a cloud of black smoke to pop up any moment that doesn't actually ever really, truly get explained. Cunha text on it, exactly. See who they lost to needs investigating. It was a cracking game of football, though, to be fair. Absolutely cracking game of football. But anyway, yes, City got absolutely decimated. Well, not decimated, but they got done up in extra time 4-3. It was great to see. Great to see Pep Guardiola. Great to see Foden near to tears with his new gash dyed just for men haircut, etc. It was lovely. But again, you know, we're in no position to sort of laugh at anyone, I suppose. I mean, if you actually think about the transfer window as well, so they did have some players playing for them last night, like, for instance, Cherky actually provided the assist for Foden's goal when they came on. So Cherky and Foden came off the bench, didn't they? And Cherky whipped in a beautiful cross to the back stick and Foden put it in. You know, they've signed some good players. They've signed some decent players, haven't they? You have to say, Manchester City. So they're doing work in the transfer window. United are in the position where we're sort of getting left behind a little bit with signings so far. We have signed Cunha. We haven't signed Mbeumo yet. And like you say, Ian, this saga is taking too long. And look, Amorim, like you said, needs all the help that he can get this transfer window, getting all the players that he wants in. And these delays, or this time that it takes to get these players, doesn't help anyone. Doesn't help him, doesn't help Mbeumo to settle and get his feet under the table at this new club. It just doesn't really help anyone. I suppose the only club it potentially helps would maybe be Brentford, because they could get a few extra £1 million. But even them, I don't think it helps really. Surely they'd rather have the cash early so that they can reinvest that into their squad with good time. So I don't think it helps anyone, this deal dragging on like a long saga, like you feel like a De Jong saga. Why do you show in a pic of Fabrizio like that? Mate, this is just, I didn't do that on purpose, lad. What happened is, so I'm on that United exclusive page and these quotes popped up from him from this morning. So what I've done is just screenshot it. It's a video that was playing. So yeah, I mean, for some reason, it does look like Fabrizio Romano is sat on a toilet and he's had a really big heavy night last night and he's still drunk. And he's sat on a toilet there. And that's what it looks like. To be honest with you, I haven't really focused on that, to be honest with you, lad. But that's the only reason. It's just because, obviously, of what he said there. McKay says Fab looks well-baked. He looks stoned out of his face. He does, mate, actually, doesn't he? Yeah. Looks like he's saying, what's up? You know, like, oh, anyway. You think Mbeumo gets done this week? Love that. Beats Guy, 7 a.m. there. Let's go. Thank you for getting in here from sunny Texas, mate. Love that. Let's go. Yes, well, I hope there's going to be some positive news later on today in regards to this one there, Beats Guy, and everybody who's in here, because, you know, it's been dragging on a long time. It probably won't be today, though, will it? Let's be real. Let's be real. By the way, if you're just joining the stream, please do hit the thumbs up button. We've got 172 legends in here. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on the stream. Give us a massive like spike. Also, get yourself subscribed and involved. We'd love to hear from you. We're on here daily with the transfer news, so get yourself subscribed. I don't know yet, Johnny Swan. I don't know. I'm undecided, lad. I'm going to have to figure that one out. Watch this space. If this Mbeumo deal gets any closer, United will be done for assault. Jeepers. We need Mbeumo in for pre-season. Well, that's what it comes down to, really. So, there you go. I mean, you definitely want to get him in there before the start of pre-season so that he's arriving at the football club when everybody else is arriving at the football club. You know, you don't want people coming in late. And obviously, like, it's expected that other sidings, like the striker or the goalkeeper, will be coming in late. That's probably what's going to happen because we are piss poor. PPP. Piss poor planning, piss poor performance in the transfer window from Manchester United, as always. And I guess it's a financial thing, maybe where we can't quite afford to go out there and sign a striker and a goalkeeper as well as Mbeumo and Cunha right now without making sales. But it's very frustrating because we still do need to get a striker in there. I do like many a link of Premier League players, such as, you know, Watkins. I like Watkins. My favourite choice would be Visser. I also like Mateta. Just go get one of those guys. I think Visser represents the best value because he's only got a year left on his deal. So we might be able to get him for about 40 million. Watkins, maybe 45 million. Either one of those, though, would be absolutely spot on and happy with to come in and replace the likes of Gashmas Boyland. But then again, there is a sense that we have to sell the likes of Gashmas Boyland, Anthony Dos Santos, Garnacho, at the very least, to finance some of these deals. Rashford and Sancho may be a bit more difficult to move on. But certainly there is a sense that we're going to have to at least sell Højlund, Anthony, and Garnacho. Why not get rid of the dead weight before making more careers go down the drain? Well, it's tough to get rid of them, though, Daniel. We want to get rid of these dead weight melts, but the wages we've put them on and everything, and the situation with them, like their egos and them being paid huge money, means that they don't really want to go anywhere. Yeah, Fab's on the bog fighting for his life on edibles. He's had one of Joey Diaz's Death Stars, mate. Stars of Death, lad. Hardly getting any closer when nothing has been agreed in any form. Well, it's definitely getting closer, Gregor, because they're in discussions or in negotiations and conversations continue. You know, they've had 2 bids submitted, 45 plus 10 and 55 plus 10. So, the negotiations are continuing, and ultimately it will result in, at some point soon, hopefully, obviously, Man United submitting a third official bid and that being accepted. So it's getting closer, Gregor. It's just very, very slow and annoying, isn't it? And obviously it's been weeks. So you get that expectation that it's going to take a lot longer now. But no, it can't do. It's like running a marathon, isn't it? When you're in the final stretch, the home stretch, it's hard. You know, you can hit the wall. It's physically demanding, you know, but you've got those tears in your eyes. You can see the final line. Maybe you crap yourself a la Paula Ratcliffe or whatever. Who knows? But, you know, you can see the finish line, lad. That's sort of what I feel like is going on with Bryan Mbeumo. He wants to come to United. His personal terms are not an issue, you know, and Brentford just asking for that little bit extra money. If we give them that extra money, Bryan Mbeumo will be our player, won't he? So it's getting closer, lad. And now it's the 1st of July. There's a bigger expectation that United are looking to get the deal done right now because we can spend... again, because of the new PSR financial year, essentially. So, I don't know about that. That's a little bit negative there, Gregor, lad. I mean, there's got to be some advancements taking place with this deal, right? Seeing as these two clubs are in dialogue. There's some advancement taking place. Ruddy Can't Game, thank you so much for getting in here with your super sticker of a kitty cat, lad. Let's get some love in there. Thank you very much there, Mr. Ruddy Can't Game. Appreciate you, mate. How you getting on? Love that. Thank you so much for the cat. Yes. T Mills, you legend. He says Vissa would make sense. He would indeed. I agree with you. What's my message to Sancho and Rashford, Joe? I don't think I can say it on here, lad, with the expletives that may be coming out of the mouth. But no, just basically just get out and go. You know, just accept a good opportunity to play for a different club, even if it is for a few less pounds a week. Let's have a look at this new situation then. So obviously, Mbeumo seemingly edging closer, you know, Mark McAdam on Sky says it feels like this one's edging closer. Fab says that United are still advancing on Bryan Mbeumo. Conversations continue. And I know United fans, your patience is being pushed over the line, but United are working on that. We are also pushing for Bryan Mbeumo, says Marco Alcaraz. So let's have a little look at the Rashford stuff now then, guys. Let's get into the Rashford news. Let's see what the latest there is, because obviously there were some concerns that we'll be stuck with Rashford. Barcelona interested, but probably only in a loan capacity move. We need to we need to get players. We need to sell players. And Bayern Munich has entered the race now for Rashford. He is now linked to Bayern Munich. At the moment, obviously, Nico Williams was a target for Bayern Munich, and that's looking likely, obviously, that's he's Barca bound, isn't he? So it's unlikely for a start that Barca will then find the funds to sign a similar player in Rashford. But it also means that Bayern Munich can find somebody else, another target to go for, which would be where maybe Marcus Rashford comes in. And we do have reports here. Let's have a little look and see what's going on. So for a start, though, Ornstein just said via The Athletic that Marcus Rashford's prioritising a move abroad if he leaves Man United this summer. The club wants sale, but 27-year-old attacker also open to loan or swap deal if the right opportunity arises. Wants to compete for titles, returns to Man United pre-season training July 7th. So, I mean, I don't think we could do a Harry Kane swap deal or anything. We were talking about Ollie Watkins as a potential swap deal or something involving that, but Aston Villa no way can afford the wages. And also, this report from Ornstein says that Rashford would rather move abroad. So I've always said this about Rashford. I feel like he's the sort of player, you know, like a Sancho, those sorts of guys that would love to just play for the big name clubs, you know, even if they've got maybe a lesser part, or as long as they're getting the money and they're playing for a huge brand which aligns with their brand, at least what they think their brand is, then they're happy, aren't they? So whether it be Barca, Bayern, you know, one of those sorts of teams, I think Rashford would be very happy with a move like that. And obviously it's an opportunity to still play in the Champions League and to win trophies. So it would be a cracking move for Marcus Rashford. And here is the report. It comes via Bild in Germany that says that Bayern are considering a move for Marcus Rashford after being impressed by his displays at Aston Villa. Man United are open to selling for £40 million. So yeah, I mean, if they want to come and get him for 40 mil, please do. And we know that Bayern Munich does pay their players a heck of a lot of cash. They've got Harry Kane over there on big money. They've got lots of players on big money. So I suppose, you know, a few £100,000 a week deal, contract-wise, wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary for Bayern, would it? So they're considering a move, apparently, and it makes sense seeing as they were linked to Nico Williams, and now obviously he's Barca-bound. So from their perspective, maybe an experienced player like Rashford who could do a little bit of an all-England friend link up with Slabby Kane up there makes a little bit of sense. I honestly think this may have some legs. It seems like the sort of club that Rashford would be interested in going to. Bayern apparently now obviously turned their attentions maybe to Rashi or other players in that position because of the Williams situation. So I just got a feeling there could be something to this. Now, I hope we can get him sold and off the books to anybody. Ultimately, Barca may not have the cash. If they do have the cash to buy him, let's sell him to Barca. I don't really care where he goes. If he wants to go to Barca, let's send him to Barca. But they seemingly have just spent a large amount of money on, somebody in a similar position. Rashford has been speaking this summer. It's understood he'd be interested still to play at number 9, and he'd be keen on playing with Lamine Yamal and, it's just dropping hints, twerking for Barca big time. So there is an expectation that his desired move is to go to Barcelona. I think that's still the case. But if the offer doesn't come through, or if it can't be worked out, or if there's not a good loan move that makes sense, the only sort of loan move that really makes sense for him to go away to somewhere like Barcelona for us would be if they give us a decent little fee up front, and then they also give us a decent fee if they return him, kind of like that Chelsea deal with Sancho. But also we would like, ideally, an actual obligation to buy, and not just some, we don't want a clause in the contract that says we can just give him you back. Why don't we have something that says, what's an obligation to buy? You're obligated to buy it. That's what an obligation is. And what's with all these shit clauses in there, for break clauses and things like that to get deals just off the table. It's if we're going to do a deal, we don't want to just do a deal for a season-long loan, is what I'm saying. I guess it's better than nothing, but right now United need cash. We need to generate some transfer money to buy other players. So I think just getting rid of him, even for a cut price of like 35 million, which is crazy low, crazy cheap low for Rashford. Crazy low. Goodness me, if he was on 150 grand a week, he'd be a 70 million pound player. He's 27. His record is still very respectable. He would be well, maybe not 70, but he'd be a 60 million pound player, right? But because of his wages, he's literally almost half that, in my opinion. His wages are problematic. So there you go. Bayern considering a move for him. I could see him going there, to be fair. I could see that happening. I think his desired destination is still Barca, but let's wait and see what happens there, guys. I'll ask the chat, where do you think Rashford starts his season? Where do you think in terms of the league? Will he be playing in the Premier League for Man United? Will he reconcile with Amorim? Will he sign for Bayern München and go hang out with Slabby Kane, eating bratwurst and drinking Pilsner? I don't know. Or will he end up going to his dream move, which seems to be Barcelona? Get your thoughts and opinions in. I'm saying, I personally think, actually, I think Bayern's probably slightly more realistic than Barca right now with the business that Barca are doing. It's understood they have some sort of financial limitations, obviously, as well in this transfer window. So I'm not expecting a transfer to Barca, maybe a loan move with an obligation in a year. If he is going to go to Barca, I don't expect them to pay the money up front. So I think it could be a Barca deal, but it will probably be, an obligation to buy or some bullshit like that in a year's time. Jamie Riley says, Marcus Rashford's hanging on till we pay him to play for Barcelona. Yeah, maybe. That's it, maybe. I mean, and that's it. The wages that he's on, obviously, we are going to potentially have to still pay a hefty percentage of his wages just to loan him out to another team, which is crazy, isn't it? Will says, you'll be retired before we sign Mbeumo and you're in your 30s. Fab about to do it. Here we go on the toilet by the looks of him. One player by July is a disgrace. Why had we signed? Yeah, why? We had 3 signed by this time last. Did we really? We had 3 signed last. It's very poor. It's very poor whichever way you look at it. The only way I can think of it being affected is obviously with that PSR guff as well. Like, if we have a really good flurry now in the next week or 2, then fine. But that's what's going to have to happen. That's obviously what's going to have to happen. Let's see what you guys are saying then for Rashford's future. Barcelona won't pay his wages. Maybe not. We might have to pay him a little bit to play for them. But is it better to pay him 50 grand a week to play in Barca or 350 grand a week to just do nothing? I don't know. Rashford and Sancho will be home watching United on TV. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, right, Robert? If we can't sell these players, if we can't get them gone before pre-season, I don't want to see these melts rocking up and training with the first team. If we're going to get rid of them, let's keep them separated. Let's segregate them. Let's get them training on their own. So I don't want to see them involved in the pre-season tour What's the point if we're genuinely really trying to sell them and they genuinely really want to go? What's the point of trying to actually incorporate them into any sort of pre-season tour? It's only going to breed negativity or toxicity or cause issues. So I would say get rid of those guys out of the tour, get rid of those guys out of the first team training. Don't even entertain it at the moment until we've either established that they're staying or we found them a new club. Lots of clubs are interested. It's just his wages are the issue. Yep, spot on, Mickey. So true. Should have never given him that contract. So true. Down tools the moment we did. Well, maybe just one guy with Anthony. There you go. Yep. Anthony Dos Santos, wanted by Real Betis. Can they afford him? Not looking good at the moment. Ten Hag needs to put in a cheeky bid for cash videos as for the shite you left us with. Good shout, Johnny. But again, there's no way Leverkusen, I don't think, even though they've just sold Wirtz, have got a shitload of cash. I don't think they're going to justify paying the wages to Rashford. And honestly, as I said earlier, Rashford strikes me as the sort of player who'd love to play for Bayern or Barca, not Leverkusen. Leverkusen are a good German club. Of course they are historic, one of the bigger, better clubs in Germany. But they're not Bayern. They're not even Dortmund. They're just not. They're not Leipzig right now at the moment either. So it's like Leverkusen are a good side, mate. They really are. They've really done well over the last however long, but Ten Hag is probably not going to be able to convince Rashford to go to Leverkusen, is what I'm saying. I think Rashford just wants that massive club. QPR, United, Man United bench, Rashford stays, United bench, he's out of here. Kingston Rovers, beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, Nectar says, concerning Emi Martinez, I don't think that will happen now. Villa sold their women's team to us. I saw that, but it's not a lot of money really for that for that women's team, wasn't it? Like their parent company or something, I don't know. You're absolutely right, Nectar. It's a bit of extra money generated, that's true, but it's not a whole lot of money, is it? Surely they still want to do some other business this summer. Is Mbeumo that good? I think I've seen that you did 2 or 3 videos about him. I've done about fucking 20 videos about him now, lad. But is Mbeumo that good? Yes, I think he is. He's definitely the sort of player that's right at the top of the talent-wise that we can get right now. Because we aren't really, up there with the very biggest, best clubs at the moment. Even though we are historically one of those clubs, we aren't up there at the moment being able to attract the top talents. We're not signing players like Mbappe and Vinny Jr. and stuff like that, are we? It's a lesser sort of player. But Mbeumo, coming from Brentford, it's a lesser club ready to step up. End of the day, his stats do not lie, really, do they? Last season he got like 28 goal contributions in the Premier League, 20 goals. So he's obviously effective. It doesn't sit right with me. You'd make him stay, but I wouldn't name him in the Premier League squad. I'll fair play to you there, Jamie Ladd. Yep, if they want to go, they must drop them wages, or we will end up having to pay a significant proportion of it, to be fair, for him to play for somebody else. That'd be nice, Keegan, but I did see that they signed some other player, didn't they, for 20 million quid a couple of days back, so I'm not so sure. Any news about the Mbeumo deal? Well, we're working on it, boss. We've gone over it already in today's stream, but basically we are still advancing with the deal. It's expected now, it's the 1st of July. The money can be spent, and Man United hopefully can get that agreement with Brentford in the coming hours, if not days. So, yes, it's advancing just at a snail's pace still, but the expectation is that it will come to a head very soon, because obviously Man United need to either get a deal with Brentford and sign him, or move on to other targets. So it should be getting sorted out in the next couple of days. Yeah, well, no comment, FIFA. No point doing that, mate, because unfortunately, I like your style, but unfortunately, we might as well just let him go somewhere on loan and pay a majority of his, not the majority of his contract, but pay some of his contract, or just let him go for nothing, pretty much. But terminate his contract. All it really does is we're giving him a massive paycheck, and then he can go and sign as a free agent for Chelsea or whoever, which he probably will do, won't he? So we're not doing that. It would just help out another club if we just terminate it in reality. Because Chelsea were interested in signing him, weren't they? It was just a financial thing. And obviously Jadon Sancho's position to negotiate for contracts is going to be very poor now, and very poor in a year's time when he leaves United as a free agent. So he won't be able to get anywhere near 300,000 then, even as a free agent with not a big signing on fee and no transfer fee. He's still going to get nowhere near 300k, probably more like half or even less. So Jadon Sancho, there you go. I mean, there's no point for him to... it doesn't make sense for us to do that, really, unfortunately, because he'll just go and sign for somebody else for 150k a week for free, and then, You know, they're getting a cheap player. But I know what you're saying. I'd rather actually let him just rot in the reserves. If we can't sell him, honestly, I'd just let him rot away. What's the point? Yes, okay, we're paying 300k a week. So what? You know, I'd rather that than pay 150k a week in a way for him to play for someone else. That's almost just as bad. Thornton says, I'm kind of getting bored of Mbeumo. Cheers United for this. I just want to see sales and then spend. Good shout, Mr. Thornton. Sales is of paramount importance. Absolute mod. You're damn right, Beats, guys. 70 million is too much for Mbeumo. I mean, that's crazy money. Like I said, I believe it's for United's best interest if we walk away from the deal for that sort of price. By the way, B&G Darts, you legend, how you doing? Yes, good day from down under. Tuning in and might learn something. I don't think any of them are worth that much moolah. Oh, it's insane cash, isn't it, B&G? It's actually sickening, lad. Sickening, mate, how much these players are actually going for. It's mad. I mean, Liverpool just signed a player, Florian Wirtz from Germany, for 117 million. I mean, that's absolutely insane, isn't it? I don't know what that is in Aussie dollars, but a couple $100 million Aussie dollars, lad. It's ridiculous. Hope you're good, by the way. Shout out to B&G Darts. Great darts channel on YouTube. Absolute legend. Shout out to B&G. Okay, Sancho's chosen money over football. Shame. Yep. Turned down Chelsea, turned down Juventus, turned down Napoli. I haven't seen them yet, Steve. No, I haven't. Anyway, right, I'm just gonna continue with the sort of the couple of stories we've got here today then, guys. As I say, there's not a huge amount going on. It's just more so on Mbeumo edging closer, and the fact that the journos are like reporting that this deal is being discussed today. You know, it is being discussed. They are working on things. Now it's the 1st of July, we can spend that money. They are working on things. So interesting. There's another report here I've just seen as well. It says, understand Ollie Watkins said to be open to a move to Man United. Direct contact's been made. I find that hard to believe. Take it with a pinch of salt. But there is a report I've just seen pop up that says that contact has been made. But I don't think that's true yet, personally. You never know. He's exactly the sort of player we should be going for. A bit of Premier League proven experience in goals. By the way, we just smashed 100 likes on the stream. So thank you so much to everybody for hitting that like button. Do us a favour, hit the likes if you're just getting in here. It helps the stream out and it's free, so give us a massive thumbs up. Also, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, you can hit the red subscribe button down below. Get yourself subscribed to the channel. Click the bell icon. That way you won't miss any of the news. We'll be on here tonight around about 10 p.m. as well. We're covering all the latest transfer news for the summer, so make sure you subscribe and get involved. Yes, United contracts say the player will try their best, and we all know Sancho's late and didn't he violate his contract. Let him take us to court if he wants to fight it. I love that, Pete. I love that. That's it. Everything's in the favour of these players these days, isn't it? Like, it should be much more performance-based, ultimately. And if you are unprofessional and, you know, like doing what he did with that whole Instagram guff, you should be fined wages. You should be punished. I agree. And even just like you say, try and fight the case and not have to pay him a termination fee. That would be lovely. Anyway, double the pounds, mate. It's insane, isn't it? It's absolutely insane. Less than 40 for Jared Bowen. Get Bowen, I say. Sod Brentford. Dude, that would be a fantastic signing as well, wouldn't it, Bowen? I like your style there, Tommy. I do. He's such a good no-nonsense sort of player. But would he want to leave, though? Would he want to leave West Ham, though? That's the only thing. I don't think he would, but you never know. He seems quite happy there, but again, I don't know what's going on, you know, with that player and that club. He seems like a proper West Ham player, you know what I mean? Like I get sort of like Mark Noble vibes from him. Do you know what I mean? Mark Noble vibes, that he'll just be there forever. That's the sort of vibe I get from him, you know. So I don't know about that, but I mean, I definitely would have him. I definitely rate him, but I don't know if you could get him for that money either. Has he not got long left on his contract then, or what? New offer for Brentford, 100 million for Mbeumo and Visser. I like it, Steve. That's exactly what we need to do. That's it. Well, actually, I mean, Visser shouldn't cost the earth because of his situation is he does only have a year left on his contract. So if they want to sell him and get good cash for him now, they're going to have to think about doing that now, because obviously in 6 months' time he can discuss terms with other clubs and sign for them next summer for free, and they get nothing. So, you know, from their perspective, if Visser kicks up a little bit of a stink and does want to move, which, let's face it, if there's a huge club like United or someone else interested, surely he would want to leave. He knows he will get more money this summer. You know, he could go to a bigger club. Surely he would want to leave. And with only a year left on his contract, I honestly think the Visser move is the brightest, best move we could make right now, because I think it wouldn't cost that much compared to some. We know Brentford are a bit toss-baggy in terms of their negotiations and how long they go about it. But this scenario is slightly different. If Visser did want to go, you know, there's only a year left on his deal, so they could risk losing him for nothing in a year. So I think they'd be more open to selling him at a much more reasonable price, probably 40 mil. So I'd certainly go for Visser. Also, I do like the Watkins link. I mean, this link, obviously, with Rashford and Bayern would be very welcome. It's very speculative, let's face it. Most teams aren't really prepared to pay 40 million plus 350 grand a week for Rashford right now. He's a bit of an unknown entity. If it was a couple of years ago on the back of that 30-goal season, you probably could get that quite easily right now. But his stock has dropped, unfortunately. His performance hasn't been there. There's question marks about his effort levels and his just sort of his mentality. So I don't know if you really can sell him for that right now, but what we need is to get rid of these players so we can go and get players like Visser or someone like that. Yeah. We were able to cancel Ronaldo's contract for his Piers Morgan interview. Surely the Glazers can find a way. I don't think that's what happened though, Beats Guy. I don't think that was the reason. I think Ronaldo left at mutual consent, I'm pretty sure. There was no termination or anything. It was mutual consent, which means that Ronaldo's like, I don't need your fucking money. I don't want your shitty money. I'm going to go make my own money and sign for which club I want and make shitloads of money. So I don't need your money. I think that's what happened there, wasn't it? It was by mutual consent. So there's no way Sancho's going to do that, though, is he? Like, fair play to Ronaldo. That's what's awesome about Ronaldo, you know? Plus, I guess he's different. He's a brand, like, he can go and get £3 million a week over in Saudi or whatever. Sancho, not so much. But certainly, Sancho won't do that, will he? Sancho would never mutually terminate or mutually agree to end his contract, I don't think, because he's on 300 grand a week here and he will only get about half of that if he goes somewhere as a free agent. So why would he? He would never do that. I mean, maybe, just maybe, you could reach an agreement with him where you gave him compensation but not to the level of the remainder of his contract. So if he's on 1.2 million a week, you know, that is 10.2 million in 10 months. And that is an extra 2.4 million. That's 13.6 million a year, right? Is it? No, it's the 12.6 million in a year. 12.6 million a year, right? That's a shitload of cash that this guy's getting paid. Now, from United's perspective, it probably would make sense if we just said, hey, can we reach an agreement with you where we compensate you to go, and we'll give you £3 million right now to piss off and never play for us again. His contract would end in a year. That would be 12 odd million quid out the football club if he was staying, right? If he doesn't want to go, that might appeal to him because he can get a few million up front now and then he can go and play football somewhere else and he might not be losing that much. So it's an interesting point though, Beats Guy, to be fair. You know, maybe there is something that could be done there, but the player doesn't strike me as the player that is keen to turn down any money at all and go and play football, in all fairness. Give us Visser and Mbeumo for 110 million. Yes, lad. Yeah, Ronaldo didn't mean the money. I guess it's different, isn't it? If you're Ronaldo, like, let's face it, if Sancho left tomorrow for free, he's not getting 300k a week. He'll get half that at best. Whereas Ronaldo, leaving United, he probably knows he could just go and get more money somewhere, you know? So that's it, really. He was happy to do so. Most players, I don't think, would do that. But fair play to Cristiano. Hey, good afternoon, Links Red. Hope it's not too hot for you today. Are you taking a piss, lad? It's absolutely boiling in the sty. I've just looked at the temperature, lad. Oh, my God. 29.9 degrees in here. My fan's not arrived, guys. I'm so pissed off. I'm going to have to go to B&Q or Home Bargains or something in a bit and buy a fan. It's just 29.9 degrees in this room right now. It's nearly 30. It's the hottest it's been. The hottest it's been during these streams. Whoa. It's toasty, man. Let me drink, actually. Happy July, pinch punch, first of the month, my son. 26 years old and Sancho career is already over. What a melter, though. Why is he not striving to play for someone and get in the World Cup setup? He had the talent when he was younger to be in the England national team, and he had the platform and the opportunity, but he's just thrown it away, hasn't he? Thornster, if I was a player, I'd want to be sold for a fee so I can leave knowing that the fans will be happy that they can sign new players. I like your style, Thornster, yeah. Hate to say it, Rashford isn't going with these high wages, probably not. David says, and Mbeumo close just like Christmas. Exactly, it's frustrating, mate, but it's making, hopefully it's making some progress anyway. Let me get that news up on there that we were talking about. I mean, ultimately it's not news, is it? But Fab reporting that United are advancing on an Mbeumo deal there. Conversations continue. I know United fans, your patience is being pushed over the line, but United are working on that. So we're working on it. Sky also reporting that this deal is edging closer. It feels like this one's edging closer. United remain hopeful to get it done. Marco Alcaraz reporting United are really pushing for Bryan Mbeumo. Further talks scheduled today. So, it is taking its time, David Jubb, but just now it's the start of July. Now we can spend the money a little bit more freely. I think we'll reach an agreement with them soon. Yep, never thought you'd end up despising a footballer, but Sancho's a complete waste of sperm, holding the club to ransom, and he's publicly embarrassed and making work in the gift shop this season. Love that, mate. Absolutely love that, mate. Yes, 100%. Yep, I know. That's it. We've got to just pull it in check now. So if you look at the structure of the club, the contracts are very, very topsy-turvy. Like, you've got good players on lesser contracts, and you've got shite players on massive contracts. It's a recipe for disaster. So, yeah, it is important to get Sancho and Rashford and even Cassie off of our bunks very soon. Yes, I've only got a door. It doesn't open. It's like a big glass door, and it doesn't open, mate. It's literally fixed in place, just like a big window, basically. So, so you can't open it up. Oh, and it has just hit 30 degrees. There it is, 30 degrees in here, guys. It has just hit 30 degrees. Buy the ceiling light fan. It's cheap. Remote control comes with a light. Very effective. Decent. Did you go fan hunting? Not yet, mate. No, not yet. But my fan that I ordered has not turned up, which I'm annoyed about. Not yet, anyway. But it doesn't even say dispatched. So I'm very pissed off. Even though yesterday when I ordered it, it said from Amazon delivery today. So I'm hoping it still comes. But ultimately, it wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't. I'm going to probably have to go up to B&M. Or not B&M, Home Bargains or B&M or somewhere like that in a bit and pick up a cheeky tower fan, because this is unacceptable. I mean, the problem I have as well, guys, doing the streams in here, right? So the sun starts there and ends there. So, and there's a big glass window. So the whole day, it just gets absolutely beamed upon by the sun. And then also, I've got the lights on in here. I've got the computer on. And it just steadily climbs. Like a minute ago, what was it, 29.9? Now it's 30.2. It just steadily climbs until it is literally like you're sat in a sauna here. Yeah, I've got a shitty USB fan on, mate. It's garbage, but I am getting a couple of big fans, mate. That's the plan, yeah. Nice one. I need a proper fan. 29.9 degrees there. It's like 36 degrees in my flat. It's ridiculous. Be glad once temperature goes down. Oh, same. 34 in London. Oh, Messi in United's my dream. He's moving out from Miami, as far as I heard. That's a far-fetched that he can join us. He needs to be in shape for World Cup. I mean, no, fair enough, man. I mean, he'd still be a good player for us, mate. You know, I watched him the other night when Miami got absolutely done up by PSG. But I mean, he was still the only sort of good player in their team. Like, he was the only one sort of making stuff happen. He did make quite a few things happen for them. They just didn't capitalize on them. But no, he's still a great creator and he's still a great player. But but would he come to Manchester United? It's probably very unlikely, mate. No, not at the moment. And also, there's opportunities where he can make shitloads of money. Like, even staying at Miami, they'll pay him so handsomely. Plus, I've heard there's reports that Al Hilal actually are interested in signing him, or various different teams in Saudi, to get that whole Cristiano-Messi rivalry going again. It'd be great for the league, and that they'd be prepared to pay him huge, huge money. If you think about the contract that Ronaldo's just signed, he's on hundreds of thousands a day. Do I think Gyökeres will flop at United? I don't, Niraj. I don't. But you know what, Niraj? I think Gyökeres has the potential to. I think it's a dodgy signing, mate, in some ways. Even though he's a great player and looks really good and has been doing it for Sporting. It's a different animal doing it in the Prem. He is physically good, which makes me think that he'll be able to handle the robustness of the Premier League. But it's no guarantee, mate. It's no guarantee. This is why I think it's more important United just spend a little bit less money, go and get someone like Visser or Watkins with that Premier League proven experience. They know what they're doing. They know that that they can score in the Prem. We know that they can handle the league. So Gyökeres, even though I don't think he would flop, I still think there is a tiny chance he could, especially if you're signing him for huge money with extra added pressure, all that sort of thing. Yeah. Buy an AC unit, you got yours for 200 best purchase yet? I'm going to have to do that, lad. You got no fans, you want some. Get an evaporative cooler, mate. Much better than a fan. Not hugely expensive. Great shout, lad. That's why I would just straight up cancel his contract, say if you want your 12 million, then sue us in court. Yeah, I like it. I like it. But then aren't we going to end up basically having to pay him even more money if we lose? I don't know. Did you buy the fan from Brentford? 2 bowls of ice water. Oh yeah, great shout, great shout. Forgot about that. I've actually got I put a bottle of water in the freezer last night, especially to put in front of this fan. So yeah, it's roasting, isn't it? Wear a string vest. You're on the Isle of Lewis and it's cool here. Oh, lovely. Jealous. Should get a window AC or portable AC. I have one for my music studio. Oh, I bet, yeah. Yeah, I need to, mate. I do. Things are getting hotter in the UK, it seems. So previously, you know, it's like there's not really much need for AC in the UK, if we're being honest. I mean, only for a couple of weeks a year. When I was a kid growing up, there was never any need for AC. Global warming, lad. Global warming and stuff. That's what's happening. It's just hotter. We're going to need the AC on these days, aren't we, in England? I did see that, Keanu, and not just beat them, but they actually really played very well, mate. I watched the game. I was up with a very dodgy stomach. I watched it. And I thought that they absolutely did a great job. I was very impressed. I was actually very impressed with Al Hilal. I know they've signed a whole bunch of good players. They've got a great manager as well. But even so, like, to best City the way they did, I mean, obviously City had more of the ball and stuff like that, but the way that Al Hilal attacked and created and got at them, it was absolutely amazing. I thought, wow. Fair play to Al. I wasn't expecting to see that sort of level of performance from a Saudi team. No disrespect, but, you know, but they do have some... I mean, Koulibaly was a monster at the back, wasn't he? And that Marcus Leonardo... Why's my fan stopped? Don't tell me my fan's broken. Oh, okay. Just a dodgy connection there. Anyway. Yeah, so very, very, very cool anyway. Well, maybe so, Madhouse, it might be. I mean, so I did see like 40 years ago, you know, like the long hot summer of 1976, or whatever, 50 years ago nearly now. You know, that was just as crazy, so maybe you're right. But I don't think the fossil fuels in the atmosphere and all that sort of stuff helps, let's be honest. It makes it more muggy. Oh, this is cooler than normal. Oh, yeah, but you guys have got aircon and stuff, don't you? Like, or do you not? If you don't have aircon and you just sat in a room, oh man, that's going to be horrendous. Al Hilal keeper Bono's perfect for us. Let's offer them Onana and no money involved. I like your style, lad. How much goals do you think you would score in the MLS? Me? I mean, you know, I don't know. You know, 10? I don't know. No. What a stupid question, Jonathan. You've outdone yourself there, lad. I mean, TK says, afternoon, Pete, hope you're well, mate. Nice to see the usernames are no longer Fubar. Yes, mate, they're back. They are back. Right, anyway, I'm going to... Nice one, Jonathan. I'm just going to... No, you're all right sitting in my studio. I'm not going to get my moves out on the show. I've got a little bit of decorum here, thanks. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose viewers. Okay, so... but imagine that. Imagine if I was just doing the stream top off and stuff. That'd be hilarious. I'll do that for you one day. Anyway, right, guys, I'm just going to shout out everyone that's reposted us. Link at the top of the live chat there. There it is. I'm going to shout out everyone who's reposted. Let's have a little look, see what you legends who's reposted us. Thank you to the 8 legends who've reposted us. Thank you, guys. Paul Nangle, Kane, John Boy Cat, Francois Cock, United Flying High, The Butcher of Manchester, The Mario 55, and Aaron Homeyard. Thank you, legends, so much for sharing the show around for this lunchtime live show. We're going to get into the chat now for a bit of a Q&A. Do us a favour if you just joined us, smash the likes on the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Look, we're going to be covering all this news throughout this window, so if anything breaks, if there's anything breaking, I'll jump straight on in regards to Mbeumo agreements or here we goes or anything like that. Man United working on it. The deal is edging closer, but obviously still have to reach that agreement with Brentford, so it is very frustrating, but that's where we're at. Now it's the 1st of July, we can expect maybe to get this deal done. I can't do that, Andy Lovell, mate. I've got a fixed webcam here, so I can't do that. I used to play goalkeeper in a Tama or centre forward sometimes, but mostly goalkeeper throughout my youth career, lad. Bobby, what's going on? Yeah, I always played goalkeeper for the school and goalkeeper for my local team, my youth football team. So, I was mainly a goalkeeper. Honestly, you prefer the heat. At least you don't have to pay huge energy bills to keep heating on. That's very true. Get a string vest. Did you buy your fan from Brentford? Has to be the best joke of the day. Love it. Oh, I know. That was a good one. No news at all. Same shit every day. Well, pretty much, lad. We're expected to be getting it done soon, though. There could just be an announcement any moment that the agreement's been reached. So we have to just hope for the best. What's United new kit like, Piggy? Yeah, it's all right, mate. I'm not a huge lover. I'm probably not going to get it. I might get the black one, actually, but, I'm not going to give my Glazer shithouses the money at the moment till they've signed some bloody players. We should sign Mateus Cunha. He's 24 years. Yeah, you know it, jumpers. Like, go wallow in some mud, Piggy. Beat the heat. Oh, lovely. He can replace Alte and challenge Onana. Yeah, well, I mean, goalkeeper definitely needs to be addressed, doesn't it, boss? That's it, really. I mean, Onana's not it. There's still players, that I would still prefer to see come in more so, such as the likes of Diogo Costa or even Emi Martinez, I do like. Hey, you have a good day at work. Rest of the day at work there, Steve. Appreciate you, legend. Thank you so much. Just in your pants. I'm literally sat in my pants here. You have to be. Have to be in your pants here today. Yep, and Mbeumo plus Cunha plus Visa equals 50 goals for United. Exactly, it's that simple, lad. It really is. Yep. All us chubby folk waiting for the black kit to hide our tubs. So true, Samaconda, so true. Dark colours are best for that. Nick Hunchman says, maybe now that it's July, outgoing should come soon. Yes, mate, so true, yes. Like, there is a thought that clubs were waiting until this start of the new PSR year to really start spending the money again. So now, hopefully we can sell a few of those players, that's true. But nothing yet, just links and speculation. Rashford's wanted apparently by Barca, and Bayern have an interest now, and Garnacho's got a few Italian clubs interested in, Napoli maybe being the primary candidate, and Anthony with Betis, and Højlund, Inter, and all the rest of it. But there's no actual offers just yet. But now it's the 1st of July. Hopefully we will start to see that happen. We have a great goalkeeper at AC Milan. You can have him for 50 million, says Peter. Go on, Piggy, says Frankie. As much as I want Mbeumo during AFCON, he won't be here along with Ahmad and Mazraoui, all right-sided players. Better hope Dado stays fit. That's a good point, Mikhail Kramer. That is a good point. That's a bit of an issue on the right side, yeah. Am I doing a Timu Shafter video on Mason Mount? At some point, blatantly, lad. Bit cooler in Manchester. Loving that, Daz. Hope you're good today, by the way, Daz Salford. 30.4 in my room. 30.4, the hottest it's ever been this year, at least. In the sty here doing a live stream. Mad Dog's an Englishman, Piggy. Yes, true. As you're in your garage, Piggy, you can't have a bucket of ice water on your feet. That's true. I should do that, actually. God, that's a great idea. The weather has dropped right off here in Newcastle. Nice and chill compared to yesterday. Oh, it's hot as down here. Do the Glazers get the dividends today? I'm not too sure. Jamie, probably. Pig's Desk fan says, I'm broken to bits and need fixing ASAP to keep Pig cool. Okay, then. I'm honoured that you took the time to change your account to that. And also, a little bit sad for you, mate. But I am honoured, though, mate. That's banging. You're a legend. Getting a nice bath, says Jonathan. Oh, yes. Vitek's our best keeper. Could well be. We need to give some opportunities to anybody else other than Andre Onana, lad. Is Mbeumo going to Manchester United or not? My gut feeling is yes, Liam, and it should probably be in the next week. Before pre-season, that's my gut feeling. So yes, I say. But obviously, nothing agreed with Brentford yet. If they want to be too greedy, I say we walk away from 70 mil. Ivor says, Tony Marsh, house swap, please. 35 now in London. Oof. Any ice cream to recommend? I love a Solero, lad. Oh, a Solero. Or something like that, like more of a lolly type one on a hot summer's day, like a Solero, mate, or a Twister. Yeah, or a Calippo. Calippo's a good one. Pig's Test fan, I know that's nutty, isn't it? Oh, dear. Anyway, so I think I am going to have to get out of this room right now, guys, because it is just going up and up and up, and I can't even have the door open because, as I say, Mrs. P's got a night shift tonight. She's sleeping, so I'm trying to be quiet. So it's just getting hot and hotter, and I'm going to end the stream. But thank you so much for everybody for tuning in for this afternoon lunchtime live. We're going to be back on throughout the day. We always do a 10 p.m. news stream as well, around about 10 p.m. on the channel, discussing the evening's news. But if there is anything breaking, I'll obviously keep a lookout on all the latest updates and everything, and see if anybody lets me know about some business as well that's going on. So keep yourself locked on the channel. Make sure you click the subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss anything. And we'll see you on the next one. But you can come back after this video is finished and get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we discuss on this stream. It's just too hot, guys. I'm going to leave it there. But thanks for joining us for the Lunchtime Live, you legend. Joe Colissimo, I know what you're saying, lad. It's piss poor and good A from down under, you legend. Hopefully this week we see incomings and outgoings happening, though. Nice one, Evo, lad. Get in there, keeping your feet in ice cold water. It's a great idea, and I'm going to do it. Mark Coughlin, Ivor, Peter, Daz Salford, you legend. Get in there, Tony. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks, Beats Guy. Going to get your morning started. Thank you for watching, mate. Early doors over there in Texas. Have a great day, lad. Jamie, TK, B&G as well. Have a great day from down under. Mikhail, Jonathan, Lloyd Smith, Madhouse, Peter Vanderbert, and everybody's got in. Thank you to the mods like Mikhail and Jonathan and Beats Guy and everyone. Daz Salford for getting in there raw. Big up the members like Jamie, TK, Mikhail, Lloyd Smith, Madhouse, and all the members of the channel. Thank you so much for supporting the show, guys. That's it from me, but come back after and have your say. Keep a lookout later on for any news updates. We'll get straight on and give you the updates, but that's it from me, guys. You can follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. Links are in the description, and I'll see you later. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, it's a great shout. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/flyingpigunited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/flyingpigunited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.